What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to another glam polish video. I am stoked to show you all the Winter Fantasy collection. This is a 9-piece set of Chef's Kiss shimmers with a sprinkling of reflective glitter in them that, in my opinion, didn't give them too much texture or anything like that. So those of you who are not here for grittiness, but you do like a little bit of sparkle in your polishes, I think you'll definitely appreciate this set. And I also have the Snow Globe trio to show you all. I chose to wear them by themselves because I'm super extra, and that's how I would wear these types of polishes in real life. And I also do the Will It Topper segment. So you will see them used as toppers, which is as they're intended, but they build up very, very nice and super iridescent, sparkly, all that fun stuff. So kick back, relax. This is a nice, juicy video. So without further ado, let's dive right in. First up is the Bear and the Nightingale. This is a charcoal scattered holographic base with Aurora shimmer and reflective micro glitter. So these all have basically the same type of finish, just their respective base colors are different. So I do apologize. I will be repeating myself on each of these as I read their official descriptions. The Bear has a charcoal type of base to it. I do agree with that official description. And for opacity, I chose to take it up to 3 coats and a glossy top coat. Now, these aren't so loaded up with reflective micro glitters that we have a very strong, super gritty texture to them. But I did find that my glue beer needing to be thinned out top coat was perfect to smooth them out. So your preference, and also if you're using a thinner type of top coat, you may want to use a glitter smoother. Frost King is a lavender scattered hollow base with Aurora shimmer and reflective micro glitter. Now, I do want to touch on using 2 or 3 coats for each of the polishes in this collection. Most of them are pretty good coverage at 2 normal or somewhat heavier handed coats. I tend to polish pretty heavy handed myself, but when I'm doing shimmers, I will go in a touch thinner and build it at 3 coats. So these are really going to depend on how you tend to apply, polish, the width of your nails, the length, free edge, all that good stuff. But across the board, I think 3 thin coats will flatter these the best, and you'll get that beautiful buildup of each of their super strong, shimmery type of bases. They're quite shifty. Crystal Kingdom is a gray-blue scattered hollow with Aurora shimmer and reflective micro glitter. So going on with the, again, same type of finish going on. Some of the darker colors I noticed, yeah, I could have probably maybe stopped at 2 coats, but again, at risk of repeating myself, I just think lighter coats for shimmers are the best. I feel like the reflective glitters and all of these are going to give you this super scattered twinkle. So it's super sparkly. Like, I took my hand away from my nail area, and when I went into my kitchen to go grab a drink, my kitchen lighting, like, it just sparkled so amazing. I don't think that they're super, say, micro glitter in finish, but it is a very strong scattered sparkle, if that makes sense. Seasons of the Storm is a nude scattered hollow with Aurora shimmer and reflective micro glitter. Now, this base color, while the official description does say nude scattered hollow, I think this is going to play up against your respective skin tone. So while it may be nude for some, it may not be nude for others. Against myself, I do think it played up like pretty damn almost, I don't know, it was just playing up almost identical to my skin tone, kind of, sort of. It's got this very warm type of glow from the shimmer, and the base itself is what I would consider more of a neutral type of beige, if that makes sense. Almost flirting with being a mauve type of brown. Depending on your skin tone is how this is going to pull even more peachier or browner. A Spell of Winter is one of my top picks. This one is an off-white scattered hollow base with strong iridescent shimmer and silver micro glitter. This is one of those milkier type of polishes, and while the others all behaved pretty identical in formula, A Spell of Winter does have that strong curly lean to it. If you go in heavy-handed, you might get some streaking, so let that paddle brush do the work for you. Do not overwork this one and let it slowly build up. Even if you're rocking shorties, you might still want to take this one up to 3 thin coats to prevent any type of potential patchiness. And then it'll have that nice milky, almost quartz-like appearance with the blue shimmer. Fae of Snow and Ice is a blue-green scattered hollow with Aurora shimmer and reflective micro glitter. Now, I do want to touch, speaking of the paddle brush, I do want to mention that if you tuned in for my Black Friday Glam video, that week was just madness. It was the massive pink collection where it was various types of finishes with pink of some sort component to them. I did mention that that was the first time we were seeing paddle brushes with Glam polish, and my bottles, my blogger bottles, had the regular old skinny brush. But now on the video here, I definitely want to highlight that you are seeing the new brush, the new style brush. I love it as somebody who has really wide nails, and I think it definitely helps with the formulas in general. So very excited about that. A Quart of Sugar and Spice is a mauve scattered hollow with Aurora Shimmer and reflective micro glitter. Now, where I mentioned that Seasons of Storm, the official description for that was a nude type of thing. And this one is a mauve scattered hollow, according to the official description. Again, I think this one's more true mauve type. These types of colors tend to make me think of like 90s makeup, a grungy look almost. And it reminds me of my Holy Grail Max Factor lipstick that if I knew it was going to be discontinued all those years ago, I would have stocked up and bought like 10 tubes. But it was this mauve type of base, like a brownish raisin color. And it had this strong copper shimmer throughout it. It kind of reminds me of that. Very pretty. And again, I'm getting a little bit of retro type of vibes from it. So this was another one of my top picks. Snow Maiden is a periwinkle scattered hollow with Aurora Shimmer and reflective micro glitter. Now, to me, when I think of periwinkle in general, I'm always thinking of like a blue with like a couple of drops of purple to it, almost like the OG Sally Hansen Pacific Blue kind of thing. Just a little bit. I know that one's a little bit more blue, but that's usually what I think of. And so I think to my eyes, this one is pulling, it's periwinkle, but I think it's playing up against with that shimmer and it's pulling just a tiniest bit more blue, if that makes sense. Or maybe it's just one of those, what the hell color is the dress type of things. But I do think on my monitors here, this is what I'm seeing in person. I can definitely see that it's periwinkle. It's almost a cornflower type of base, if that makes sense. But I think the shimmer is playing up and some lights, it'll pull just a touch more blue. Upon a Frosted Star is a teal scattered hollow with Aurora Shimmer and reflective micro glitter. This is the last one in this first set, and we've got this very flattering, kind of almost flirting with this like dusky type of sea foam appearance to that base color. And again, I built it up at 3 coats and my glossy top coat. My thinner arrived this past week. I'm so excited for it. As much as I enjoy having a somewhat gloopier type of top coat, sometimes, usually it'll sometimes spare me using a glitter smoother on polishes like this collection where it's not super gritty, but I do miss my my buttery top coat. So I'm very happy on that front. Now we're going to move into the Snow Globe trio. This first one is a Snowbow. This one's a shifting iridescent flaky topper with silver holographic glitter mix and reflective micro glitter and a clear base. So as I mentioned in the intro, these are intended to be worn as toppers. Now, because I do the Will It Topper segment on the channel, and it's just tradition at this point, of course, I'm going to show you all what it looks like on its own. And honestly, if I wore this for myself, I would have worn it up to 3 coats. So that's what we're doing here. And it also demonstrates the difference between 1, 2, and 3 layers. Now, these will give you a bit of thirstiness and texture, whether you wear them as toppers or if you choose to wear them on their own on your nails. But again, we don't have a super gritty type of texture. I know the official description, I said that there's reflective micro glitters and there's a silver hollow glitter mix. These aren't so gritty per se, but depending on your top coat of choice, you may or may not need to use a glitter smoothing top coat, if that makes sense. Ice Ice Baby is a shifting iridescent flaky in a silver hollow glitter mix and reflective micro glitter in a clear base. I, again, apologize. I try to switch up what I'm saying, but when it comes to official descriptions, it is what it is. Out of the trio, this one's probably the slight outlier in that the main thing that's going to catch your eyes are those iridescent flakes. To me, it looks like it's super iridescent mylar type flakes. They're quite shifty and they look ridiculous over black, as you'll see in the Will It Topper segment. Now, these have a chunkier type of feel in how you are applying. So I'm going to suggest just going in real thin Make sure you're getting the excess suspension base out on the neck of the bottle. That's how I did it. And that way I'm just building up to a pseudo opacity, if you will, on my nails with those flakes. Super pretty and just very, very glowy. And then last but not least, the fire is so delightful. This one's a shifting chameleon glitter with silver hollow glitter mix and reflective micro glitters in a clear base. So you can kind of use the texture from the previous coat to adhere the next layer here. I have to say I appreciated that there was absolutely no need for fishing or anything like that. I had an even amount of goodies of, say, the iridescent components and the micro glitters on the brush. So no need for that. And I didn't really have to vortex them either. So some polishes, some toppers, I will use my lab grade vortexer to mix them up before swatching, but I didn't really feel a need to do it with this. I just kind of slapped it against my my non-dominant hand. And we're going to wrap this up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. So we know the first collection is identical formulas. They just have differing types of base colors. Now, because I think overall they apply pretty standard in formula, I don't really want to say that they lean jelly or curly either way. They just built up regular, if that makes sense. So I think these topper very well over dark colors. I can absolutely see you being creative with them over even like super deep charcoal gray bases, things like that. Even if you wanted to do like matchy match colors and stuff with their bases and maybe play it up a little bit and have more of a, super firm type of cream base in the backdrop, I could see that happening too. So yeah, I think you can absolutely get creative with these. And then lastly here, the toppers, I think these are going to look fantastic really over any type of polish base. I can see these looking beautiful over dark colors. You'll definitely get that strong multi-chrome type mylar effect that you're seeing over black here. But again, dark colors, light colors, whatever, these are really fun, and I'm digging that there's so much payoff on each coat. These are all going to launch starting Friday, December 27th at 12 a.m. Eastern Time. I will link you all below to Glam Polish's site, and per usual, for the first 3 days of launch, for the first 96 hours, we've got 5% off all individual polishes in the shop with the code FANTASY5. And we can also save 10% off all full collections with the code FANTASY10. I'm going to have all this broken down in the description box below, including links to Glam's Facebook group, their shop, if you want to get in there and shop and peruse these and many, many more on the site. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.